As August 11th approaches, I've started to notice the TFNation videos starting to come onto the interweb. So what prompted me to make this video was I was strolling through YouTube and I saw some 2017 TFN videos, and the one that really prompted me to make this video was a Soundwave SG1's video. Now he does a very similar video each year, and I did watch it before I went to AA and TFN last year, where he talks about basically the do's and don'ts of going to a convention. Although this year he seems to have stepped into the realm of advertising. I see 2016's TFN as my first real Transformers convention experience. Even though I've been to AA before, and I went to the last ever AA, it was purely about one thing for me, and that was the toys. It was completely about going in there, spending my money as quick as I can and going home. Whereas last year, thanks to social media such as Twitter and also YouTube, I was able to feel a little bit more part of the community. So what I thought I'd do in this video is talk about a couple of experiences I really enjoyed at TFN last year. The biggest one was actually meeting some people who I've been talking to online, on Twitter, for example, for a long time. Retro Prime, Borders Dude, Soundwave 1980, Inky Boards, all of these people, Inky as well if you're watching. It was amazing to actually see these people in the flesh and have real proper conversations with them that weren't limited to 140 characters. That was pretty phenomenal. It was great to spend time with people. It was great to have a drink in the bar. It was great to talk about robots and play with robots that people have bought. It was great to have breakfast. Isn't that right, Borders Dude? Borders Dude has been going on about that bloody breakfast last year that he had, like it was better than his bloody wedding day. But you know what? The breakfast was pretty cool. It was a good buffet, and Borders Dude loves a buffet. So the people were a fantastic part of last year's experience for me, and a really key part. The toys were still a big part, and I did remain a little bit more controlled for about half an hour before I went into full cash meltdown. But you know what? That's expected at one of these. People will budget and you will spend what you can afford. And Soundwave SG1 makes a valid point. Always have a bit of money in your back pocket, and don't spend all your money if you need to have food or travelling accommodation, or just get an overdraft or a credit card, whatever it is. But you know what? The toys are still a key part of why we go to this thing. And I know some people are going this year just to spend time in the hotel and having a drink and not actually going into the actual convention, which I think will be a bit... I understand the reasons behind it, but I think that'll be quite a strange experience to be at a convention but not go into a convention. But I'm excited about queuing up and the anticipation of walking into that hall again. It was amazing last year standing there with Paul and John and going, just queuing up and, shall we get Fort Max, or what you're looking for, what you're after, and all that kind of stuff. And then just to disperse and go off on our own for a couple of hours to try and find some robots. And I think I ended up buying 39, which is far too much. And that's something I promised myself I won't buy 39 Transformers this year. Maximum of 38. I'm going to go and have a look for picking up 3, 4, 5 decent pieces, and maybe having £50 in my back pocket just to waste on impulse buys. That's maybe my plan. But last year the toys were phenomenal, and I did come back with some fantastic robots. Titan's Return, Brainstorm for one, Quake Blast by Cloud9, Masterpiece Ratchet, Fans Toys Preceptor. Picked up all these things. Another part of the weekend was actually meeting some of the artists and meeting some of the characters. It was Paul Eading last year, and it was amazing to meet a character from the series that I watched and loved when I was a kid. It was fantastic. He was such an amazing bloke as well. He was fantastic, lovely to talk to. A lot of talented artists there, a lot of writers, Simon Furman being there, Nick Roche, all those type of people. It's amazing to see how talented some of these people are. And one of my regrets from last year is I didn't get any artwork, simply because the room that I'm in at the moment has no wall space to put it on. But so as I am moving house, I will be looking at picking up some nice artwork this year to go within my new man cave. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that this year. But absolutely, seeing those people, seeing the talent on display there, especially from someone who's got a bit of an art background, it was really amazing to see. And it's amazing to see how many people are into the comics as well. To me, as a G1 fanboy, really, just stepping into the comic realm, it was amazing to see how many people are actually into the comic genre more than the original source material, so that was quite interesting as well. One of the best things that we did was thanks to Dorian. And you know what? There's a lot of YouTubers who have a lot of success. And I'm not going to name any names, but some of those, for their own reasons, didn't interact with as many people as people such as Dorian, Retro Prime, all of Borders do, those type of people. And I have to tip my hat to Dorian, because what he did, he took a group of individuals who really didn't know each other, pulled us all together, introduced himself, and he basically suggested we all go out for a meal. And you know what? That was one of the highlights of the actual weekend. It was fantastic. And you know what, Dorian, I top marks for you for that, mate. You made me feel at home, and you know what? Brilliant, mate. And it was great. And it was an expensive burger at that place that we went to, after walking around that new mall for about 20 odd minutes or so, trying to find somewhere to bloody eat. But you know what? It was great. And there was a group of people there who didn't know each other, but all had something fantastic and something in common. And the conversation was flying, and we had a few drinks, and it was brilliant. It was fantastic. So again, thank you for that, Dorian, last year. It really meant a lot. Despite all of these social interactions, a massive highlight for me was something that I experienced for the first time, and that was watching the 1986 movie, a film that I've watched more than any other film, with fellow Transformers fans, and that was mind-blowing. This is a film that I've watched on my own or with my parents when I was a kid, that I had so much passion for, so much nostalgia, so many positive feelings towards. And I've very rarely had to share that experience. I never saw it at the cinema. I was too young. But to see it with a group of fans, booing when Galvatron come back, cheering when Hot Rod become Rodimus Prime. It was an amazing experience, and that was definitely, if the meal and the social events was up there, seeing that movie was there, and the toys were probably about there. So there you are. So there's some thoughts about last year's TFN. I will do another video in the run up to it, but I thought I'd jump on the bandwagon now. So yeah. You got any words of advice, Tony?
Take some deodorant with you. Whatever brand you choose. I prefer Lynx or Axe if you're American.